Imagine a night so dark the stars hid in fear. A village frozen in terror, where whispers of an ancient evil stirred in the shadows. But what if the greatest danger wasn't the demon lurking in the jungle, but the goddess who answered the call to destroy it? Tonight, I'm taking you into the heart of a story that will chill your bones and ignite your soul. Kali's Wrath. The night the demons trembled. Stay with me. This tale has a twist that will leave you questioning everything. Long ago, in a forgotten corner of India, nestled deep in the embrace of a jungle so thick it seemed to swallow light itself, there was a village called Chandrapur. The people of Chandrapur were simple, their lives woven with rituals and reverence for the gods. But they lived under a shadow, a curse that no one dared speak of aloud. Every full moon, something unspeakable emerged from the jungle. It wasn't a beast, nor a man, but a demon called Rakshas, whose laughter was set to curdle blood. For centuries, the village offered sacrifices to appease it, but the demon's hunger grew, and on one fateful night, the villagers' prayers reached the ears of a goddess who does not forgive. Kali, the destroyer of evil, the mother of chaos. This is the story of that night. A night when the heavens roared, the earth bled, and the demons learned to fear. The air in Chandrapur was heavy that evening, the full moon casting an eerie, silver glow over the village. The elders had gathered in the temple, their faces pale, as they prepared the ritual to appease Rakshas. This time the sacrifice was different. The demon had demanded not livestock, but a life. A young girl named Meera, barely 16, with eyes that held the courage of a warrior. Meera's mother wept, but the village head, a man named Vikram, insisted it was the only way. "Rakshas will spare us," he said. "We have no choice." But Meera wasn't like the others. She had dreams, visions that came to her in the dead of night. In them, a figure cloaked in darkness, with a garland of skulls and a tongue red as blood, whispered to her, "Fear not, child, I am coming." Meera didn't know who this figure was, but she felt a fire kindling in her heart. As the villagers tied her to the ancient banyan tree at the edge of the jungle, she didn't cry. She stared into the darkness, waiting. The jungle was silent, too silent. Then it came, a low, guttural laugh that seemed to rise from the earth itself. Rakshas emerged, its form shifting between man and beast, its eyes glowing like embers. The villagers fled, abandoning Meera to her fate. But as Rakshas reached for her, a strange wind howled through the trees, carrying the scent of ash and iron. The demon froze, its laughter dying in its throat. Something was wrong. Something was coming. The ground shook as a figure stepped from the shadows. It was no mortal. Her skin black as the void, her forearms wielding weapons that gleamed with divine fury. It was Kali. Her eyes burned with a rage that could consume worlds, and her tongue dripped with the promise of destruction. Rakshas snarled, but for the first time, fear flickered in its eyes. "You dare challenge me?" it roared, lunging at the goddess. What followed was a battle that shook the heavens. Kali's blades danced, slicing through the demon's illusions. Rakshas summoned shadows, but Kali's laughter, wild, untamed,
shattered them. Meera, still bound to the tree, watched in awe as the goddess fought not just for her, but for every soul the demon had tormented. But then, a twist. Rakshas wasn't alone. From the jungle, other demons emerged, their forms grotesque, their voices a cacophony of despair. The villagers had been wrong. Rakshas wasn't a single demon, but a legion, bound by a darker force. Kali's wrath only grew. With a scream that split the sky, she unleashed her full power. The jungle burned, the demons wailed, and the earth itself seemed to bow before her. In a final, blinding moment, Kali drove her trident through the heart of the legion's leader, and the demons dissolved into ash, their screams echoing into silence. When the dust settled, Meera was free, her robes severed by Kali's blade. The goddess turned to her, and for a moment, Meera saw not just a destroyer, but a mother, fierce and protective.
"Courage, child,"
Kali said, her voice softer now.
"Evil thrives where fear rules. Never let it take root."
Then, as swiftly as she had come, Kali vanished, leaving only the scent of jasmine and the memory of her fury. The villagers returned at dawn, expecting to find Meera's body. Instead, they found her alive, standing tall, her eyes blazing with a new strength. But the story didn't end there. Wishes spread that Vikram, the village head, had known about the Demon Legion all along. He had struck a deal with them years ago, offering sacrifices to save his own family. The villagers turned on him, and Vikram fled into the jungle, never to be seen again. Some say he met Kali's wrath in the shadows.
Chandrapur was never the same. Meera became a leader, teaching her people to face their fears and fight for what was right. The jungle grew quiet, but the story of Kali's wrath lived on. A reminder that even in the darkest nights, there is a force that fights for justice. So, what's the lesson for us today? In our modern world, demons don't always have claws or glowing eyes. They can be fear, greed, or the silence we choose when we see injustice. Kali's story teaches us to find the courage within, to stand up and to fight for what's right, no matter the odds. Don't let this tale end here. Carry its fire with you. Subscribe for more stories that awaken your spirit. Hit that like button if Kali's wrath stirred your soul, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. What's the demon you're facing today? Tell me in the comments. I'm listening. Until next time, keep your heart fierce and your courage alive.